Welcome back to another video here. Today we're going to be discussing 3 very common automatic out the front knives that a lot of people are looking to buy, and we're just going to kind of discuss the differences and try to hopefully recommend some to you that you might buy and help you through that decision. These were the 3 knives I was trying to decide between when I was going to buy my first out the front knife, and as you can see I ended up with all of them. I looked at all 3 of them when I was going through that whole process and ended up actually buying the Ultratech first. Probably because the live wire actually was not in stock where I ended up, making the purchase. So that's really why. Otherwise, I probably would have ended up with the live wire first. But let's get started here. We'll start with the Benchmade shootout. As you can see, I've only had it a couple months and it broke. So I would not recommend this to anyone. I know I have in the past. I had it. I think actually 6 months now, just about, and it's already broken. So really frustrating. I love the design. It's crew wear steel. It's really lightweight, and it just looks fantastic when the blade actually works and comes out. But it already broke. So keep that in mind. I'm just trying to warn you. A lot of the when I took it apart to see what had happened, the internals are very thin and flimsy. And it looks like one of the pieces had just completely broken off. So I'll try and put pictures on here to show that. But yeah, it just snapped. It's not, I don't know. So really frustrating, especially because this is, I think, actually the highest retail price of any of these knives. I got it on sale, luckily, but still very frustrating. So just keep that in mind if you're taking a look at the shootout. Maybe they've improved in the last 6 months. The quality's improved with the new drop point designs coming out, but I doubt it. I don't know. So keep that in mind with the shootout. So we'll move on. We'll really do a comparison between these two today, the Ultratech and the live wire. I'll start with the live wire here because I recently just got this a week ago. I have not had a chance, just in the interest of transparency, I've not had a chance to really use it a ton. I've been traveling a lot this past week, but I love this thing so far. I mean, it just feels amazing. The button is awesome, really lightweight. It's MagnaCut steel, which is always nice to have the new hyped up steel. I'm not a huge steel guy, but it's still kind of cool that it is that. The shape of the blade is awesome. Again, the button is super easy to actuate, and it just looks. I think it looks fantastic. It's also about $100 cheaper than an Ultratech. I don't know. I got this for $200 this past weekend, just on sale on a 4th of July sale. And I think the Ultratechs are like $300. So I think maybe it's like $200. So maybe they are relatively similar in price. And I'm a little off there, but $250 to $300 plus is still, it's relatively similar. You're paying a little more for the Microtech name. But with the live wire, you have the real easy button. You have the updated newer steel, you have aluminum handles, you have the made in the USA, which is important. The ergonomics, I think, of the live wire are not as good as, say, the shootout or the Ultratech. When you're kind of holding it here, I think I talked about this. I don't know if the other video will be out at this time, but in another video I talked about the ribs or jimping here that are a little blocky on top of being ribbed, and so it's a little tough to hold it comfortably in your hand without gloves versus some of these other designs. If you're holding it for a long period of time, you're really pushing down to cut. But it's really not that big of a deal. I don't know, it's just moderately uncomfortable. I don't think it's a reason to not purchase it, but it is worth holding your hand and playing with it for a couple minutes to see if you notice that. The other big thing with the live wire is, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a little squeak there with the button coming all the way shut. So, is that really a big deal? No, I put some oil on it. It didn't really want to go away, so I'll put more oil on it and update you in the future and see if it goes away. But is that really a big deal? No. This thing does feel well made. It is pretty lightweight. I think it's actually lighter than an Ultratech. Maybe not. They're probably about similar. But it is really lightweight, which is nice. It feels sturdy, so that's always a plus. But I would absolutely recommend you getting your hands on one of these before you buy it, just to take a look at it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It really is surprising in terms of quality and just how easy it is to operate. So I really have fallen in love with this thing. I'm excited to use it and really beat up on it and see what it can handle. So definitely take a look at the Live Wire. I think it's worth at least considering, unless you're set on Microtech for some reason. This is just the Ultratech. This is just a basic Ultratech. Nothing special about it. Now that I have been using, I've talked about this a couple times in some other videos. Now that I've been using, I got a Cypher with a new spring system and the Live Wire with the easy to operate system. Going back to the Ultratech, which I once thought was really easy to operate, has been a little tough. So my hands are getting a little weaker as I have not been using this as much. But the quality of this, when you pick it up, you can really feel it. I think it's, make sure if you are considering buying it out the front, you go take a look at Microtech. They are the standard of the industry for a reason in this field. It's not just because they've been around for so long. They really do put a lot of quality control and effort into producing these. You can tell they take pride in their work. They have a million different colors, blade shapes, and such. So it really is, you can get what you want with a Microtech. Now, again, this, I guess, technology, you could say, is a little outdated because a lot of these companies are now moving to this double spring system in their knives where it's a lot easier. Like, it really is significantly easier to operate. But Microtech in the coming weeks will be releasing a new Ultratech that has those updated features. So after this video comes out, I'm sure the new Ultratechs will come out. I'm planning on selling one of mine to get the newer kind, so I will try as soon as I can to let you know how that goes. But I think it's worth probably holding out for a little while to take a look at that if you're considering purchasing an Ultratech right now. That system just makes it so much easier to use. And sometimes, sometimes it is a little nice to have a stiffer button to operate. But if you're using this all day or all the time, having that easier actuation is awesome. This does still feel real sturdy. The blades are always razor sharp and like perfectly done. You can see there's some like cut marks on here. But you're not going to go wrong with an Ultratech, and you're not going to go wrong with a Live Wire. So if I had to take one of these today, honestly, I'd probably buy a Live Wire just because of the price difference, the feel, the quality, the design of it all. I think I'd probably go with a Live Wire. Would I regret that? I have no idea. But I'm just trying to help whoever's watching this out, whoever's considering buying one of these today. Again, I would not recommend the shootout until they can get this figured out. Hopefully they will eventually, but if you're going to spend this much money on it at the front, make sure you get one that's going to last you. So we'll throw that one out for now. I definitely would not get a shootout today. I probably would go with a Live Wire just because all those reasons. They're very similar. Kershaw's warranty, I have experience with them in the past. They are fantastically helpful. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So that's always nice when you have it out the front. They will send you, I think they will send you parts. They did on another knife for me, which was hugely helpful to get it all fixed up. But that is what I would go with. So I hope that's helpful. If there's any other questions you have, if you're looking into buying it out the front, please let me know. I think it's worth doing your research before you just jump in and make a big purchase like this. So I'm happy to help with that. I have a bunch of videos on other automatic knives that you can take a look at, or if there's a video that you want to see, please just feel free to let me know, and I'm happy to do what I can to help you. As always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for those of you who are subscribed. Thanks for the channel's support. This is growing. I know I keep saying that, but I cannot believe we've hit over 700 subscribers, which is awesome. So I really appreciate the support, and it means a lot to me. So thank you again for watching, and take care. Have a nice day.